It's strange how rain sounds different after heartbreak. Before, it was soothing, a rhythm that wrapped around my thoughts like a lullaby. But now, each drop feels like a reminder. A reminder of the night everything I believed in cracked apart. I used to think love was something pure, something that made people softer, kinder. I believed that when two people shared silence, it meant understanding. But now I know silence can mean something else. It can mean control. It can mean fear. His name doesn't matter anymore. What matters is what he turned me into, or rather, what his betrayal forced me to become. At first, everything between us felt like magic. The kind of love that draws people in like a candle draws moths. He knew exactly what to say, exactly when to say it. He made me feel seen, important, desired. But the thing about manipulators is, they don't steal your heart all at once. They take it piece by piece. First, they question your tone, then your choices, then your worth. And by the time you notice, you've already been rewritten into someone else's version of yourself. I remember the first time I realized something was wrong. It wasn't the lies. It wasn't the other women. It was the way he looked at me like I was something he owned, not someone he loved. That gaze haunted me for months. When I finally saw the messages, my body didn't react the way I expected. No screaming, no tears, just stillness. Like my mind had stepped outside of itself. There they were, dozens of them. Words that once belonged to me, recycled and handed out to others. Promises copied and pasted. Love made mechanical. He had turned everything sacred into a game. And yet, as I stood there in that dark room, surrounded by proof of his deceit, I felt something unexpected rising inside me. Not despair, not even rage. It was something deeper, colder, clearer. It was focus. I didn't confront him. Not that night. I let him think he was still in control. I smiled. I nodded. I played along. And for the first time in my life, I stopped reacting and started observing. He didn't notice the difference. Manipulators rarely do. They're too busy admiring the sound of their own power to notice when it's slipping away. For weeks, I became someone else. Quiet, invisible, patient. Every insult he threw at me, I cataloged. Every secret he carelessly revealed, I recorded. Every pattern of his behavior became part of a map, one that would lead him exactly where I wanted him to go. People think revenge is about anger. It isn't. It's about clarity. It's about precision. And I had both. If you've ever been broken but still burning inside, hit subscribe because this story is for every soul that refused to stay silent. Months passed. I changed my hair, my voice, even my rhythm of breathing. I started working on myself quietly, learning, planning, rebuilding. He thought I was healing. He was right, but not in the way he imagined. When I finally reached out again, I made sure it seemed accidental. A message here, a polite greeting there, a soft tone, gentle enough to make him think I'd forgiven him. He took the bait immediately. They always do. He invited me back into his circle, the place where his pride lived, where he was adored and untouchable. I walked in wearing calm like perfume. And for the first time, I saw it, the arrogance, the fragility, the emptiness behind his charm. He was a performer without a stage. He thought he was the director. But this time, I was the one holding the script. I let him talk. Let him reveal himself in full. The more he spoke, the more his mask slipped. And then, just when he was most comfortable, I revealed the truth, not to him alone, but to everyone watching. The messages, the recordings, the lies, everything. The silence that followed was deafening. He tried to laugh it off, but no one laughed with him. He reached for control, but it was gone. His empire of deception crumbled, not with shouting or chaos, but with quiet, undeniable truth. And I didn't say a word. I didn't need to, because the most powerful form of revenge isn't destruction, it's exposure. I walked out of that room and never looked back. I could hear him calling after me, his voice cracking under the weight of panic. But I kept walking. Each step felt lighter, freer, more alive. For the first time, I wasn't reacting to pain, I was moving toward peace. I left the city soon after. Changed my number. Changed my life. I started my own business, surrounded myself with women who had stories like mine, women who were done being silent. When people asked about my past, I didn't tell them everything. I just smiled and said, some lessons cost you everything, but they teach you more than any comfort ever could. There were nights when the memories came back. The manipulation, the humiliation, the darkness. But they didn't scare me anymore. They reminded me of what I survived. And survival, I learned, is a form of revenge too. Years later, on another rainy night, I stood by a window again. The same sound, the same rhythm, but this time it didn't hurt. It soothed me. It reminded me that storms end, even the ones inside us. I caught my reflection in the glass, calm, steady, unfamiliar yet mine. I whispered softly to the woman staring back. You didn't lose yourself, Selma. You evolved. And I meant it. I wasn't broken anymore. I was refined, forged. And as the rain kept falling, I smiled, not because I won, but because I finally understood that I never needed to compete in the first place. If Selma's strength moved you, share this story. Let's remind the world silence isn't surrender. It's strategy.